1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's time for my wrap up. It's time for my wrap up.
I think every video I've done, usually in my intro, I sing Hamilton. Hello, my name is Apollo, and I used to be a god. You're watching A Reader's World. Today I'm going to do my Maune, May and June wrap up. I read 8 books in the 2 months, and today I'm going to tell you what I thought of some of those books, and yeah, let's get started. Let's start with May, the spring. April showers, bring May flowers. May had a lot of new releases. One of my most anticipated book releases came out in May. The book was Trials of Apollo, The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan. This was the first book I read for May. If you don't know, this book is the first book in Rick Riordan's new series. If you don't know what this book is about, this book follows Apollo, who is punished by his father Zeus and is sent down to Earth as a teenage boy, and he has no powers, and he has to help by Camp Half-Blood. Loved this book. I finished it in a day. The book basically was my throwback to the Percy Jackson series, in which I fell in love with, and it was so well done. And I seriously cannot wait for the second book. I just loved this book so much. The second book that I read for May was The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. This book follows our main character Andy, who has her whole summer planned out till something bad happens and the internship that she was going to do is just taken away from her, and she has no plans for summer. She seeks the help with her friends and takes the job as a dog walker. Summer's not actually that bad as she thought it was going to be. This book is very enjoyable. It's a Morgan Matson book. I don't think you can ever really hate a Morgan Matson book. I really liked this book. It wasn't her best book, but it still made me feel good and still made me happy and laugh. I think Clark, the love interest in here, is my favorite love interest that Morgan Matson wrote. The first time we see him, he's wearing this shirt that says, "These aren't the droids we're looking for."
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
The last book I read for May was for the Godly Read-Along. If you don't know what the Godly Read-Along is about, me and Josh Bookdragon are each month we're reading each of the Percy Jackson books, and in May we read The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. If you don't know what this book is about, I don't know how you're on my channel without not knowing what the series is about. I reread it, and it was fantastic as always. It just brought me back so many memories, and I laughed a lot. So good. If you haven't read Percy Jackson, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I don't even know how you're living right now. Then it was June. So the first book I read for June was a book that I never heard anything about until a fateful day. One day I was really bored, and I decided to watch some of the Disney Channel DComs because on demand they have all the Disney Channel movies on there. And I found a movie that I did really like and found out that it was a book, so I decided to read the book. And it was A Ring of Endless Light by Madeline L. Angel. I don't know how to say her last name. If you don't know, this is the author of A Wrinkle in Time, which I really found fascinating. This book centers around Vicky, a 16-year-old girl whose family friend just died. And she is spending the summer with her family and grandfather. In this summer, she kind of comes to terms with death and living and love. And also, she learns that she can communicate with dolphins telepathically. Now, this book was not what I thought it was gonna be, and I was fine with that. The movie sugarcoats the book a lot. The movie is a Disney Channel movie, so of course they're gonna make it all nice and happy. The book is nothing like that. It sidetracks the dolphin communication aspect. The main plot is basically Vicky trying to come to terms with death. She also gets to learn first love. There's a kind of a love square, but not really. She has her first love with a character named Zach, who's kind of the bad boy. She has a friendship love with this guy named Leo, who wants to be more than friends, but she doesn't want to be like that. Then she has a crush on Adam, a boy who works with her brother. I really loved this book. It was really enjoyable for me. I sped right through it, and it just changed my mind on a lot of stuff. This book is also part of a series, and I just wanted to read this one book, and I was really worried if I was going to miss a lot of stuff, or I was just going to be really confused because I didn't read the other books. This book doesn't make you feel like that. It feels like a standalone. So technically, school wasn't out until June 21st for some reason for me, so I had to finish some school books, and one of the books that I finished in June for school was Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I hated it. I hated this play. My whole family's sick of me ranting about this book. All my friends are done with me singing about this book, but you guys are probably not. This book follows two star-crossed lovers who stupidly just fell in love, just right on the bat, and then kill themselves like 2 days later. It's not just them just killing themselves 2 days after they met. It was also the characters themselves. Juliet was okay. I saw a little bit of character development in her, but Romeo was such a annoying little boy who's supposed to be 16 but acts like he's 5. He's stupid, he's sexist, he's annoying. Don't know how people survived this play liking Romeo. The only thing I can say that I like about Romeo is that he's portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio in one movie. The next book I read for June was a short little book, and that was In a Blank by Kiki Thorpip. This book is a part of the Never Girls series. This book follows 4 friends, and they find a fairy, and the fairy transports them to Neverland, and the whole book they're trying to get back to the main world. It was just a cute, fun read. And I love Peter Pan. I love the story of Peter Pan, and I think it was a fun read. This book kind of brought me back to the old days where I read a lot of the Pixie Hollow books where they talked about each fairy and their own stories. And the next book that I read for June was the second book that I had to read for the Godly Read Along. And if you know the Percy Jackson series, you know the second book is Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. When I first read this book when I was in 5th grade, I didn't like it much. It wasn't as good as The Lightning Thief. This book kind of feels like a filler book, but it's not. There's a lot of important stuff that we learn that goes into the rest of the series in the long term. We learn about prophecy, we learn more about Thalia, and we learn a lot more stuff. This time around, I did enjoy it more, but it still wasn't as good as The Lightning Thief. The next book that I read was a kind of cutesy beach read, and that was Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend by Katie Fitt. If you're really into Morgan Matson, I highly recommend this book. Morgan Matson has blurbed it. She really does love this author. It's like they're best friends. This book follows Gemma, who just recently broke up with her boyfriend, and now all her plans are changed for the summer, and she decides to go to the Hamptons with her father. And there she is brought back memories of a bad summer where she ruined a girl's life, and she sees the girl there and tries to reconcile with her, but not as Gemma. She takes the name of her best friend, trying to kind of win the girl back. This book was a great read. It was just quick, fast, and I really did enjoy it. I can say I kind of found the main character annoying, but she did kind of come around as the ending, and her love interest. I mean, this guy in this book loves Princess Bride. I love Princess Bride. Princess Bride is the best. And that is it for my Maune Wrap Up. If you guys liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below with some books that you read for the last 2 months. Did you enjoy them? Did you hate them? Also comment down below if you've read some of these books, and maybe you can discuss them down below. Let's see ya. Bye. The 10 Dual Commandments. I totally forgot that the next kind of Harry Potter book is coming out in a month. No, not even a month. Please let all my favorite characters live. Please let all my favorite characters live.